Congratulations on your achievements at the WPIAL Championships. We know that accomplishment is the result of months of work. So what are your thoughts on the season and your accomplishments individually as a team?
Well, our thoughts as a team, I'm speaking for the boys team, not the girls. We came together in the summer and we looked at the results from last year and we really thought, you know what, we have a really good chance of making the states this year, but it's only going to happen if we put in the work. And over the summer, we spent a lot of time, we'll talk about that later, developing our team, making sure we're one unit, and we're going to go after it and have some fun at this meet, which was last Thursday. And it came together, we were unsure what was going to happen during the meet before, and once it was over, we found ourselves in second place, and we couldn't be more proud of ourselves that we're going to Hershey and get to bring the first boys team in 55 years to a state meet from Uniontown. So it's a pretty cool feeling.
Any other thoughts? Can you describe the training you've done to prepare? How many miles do you run each week?
Well, this summer we started in mid-June. We just gradually worked up our miles. Most of our guys' team usually just got up to about 55 to 60 miles a week. That's usually about a 6-day week. We just did a nice, easy pace the whole entire time. And then we just gradually brought the pace down. That's really just about it.
Boys, how does it feel to be going to states as a team?
Well, that is something that I remember when I was a younger runner. That was nothing. That wasn't really one of the goals we had. It was always get to WPIAL and do your best. But I know this was the first year. I mean, last year there was talk, but this was the first year that we actually, like Nate said, we got together at the beginning of the summer, and it was our immediate goal, which was we were going to go to states, and to see that kind of play out in front of us was really. It made me proud to be teammates with those guys. It was great to see.
Aww. Nate, how do you feel to break the tape and be the first to cross the finish line at WPIAL?
It was awesome, but it was really what made it so awesome and cool to me was that I've been training for a lot of time, and I've talked to my parents countless times, my coaches about what my goals were, and to finally see that all just play out in front of me and knocking that tape down, it just all of that came up to me, in those few moments after, and I was like, I finally did it. I reached my goals, and now I get to set a new goal at Hershey this Saturday.
Julie, tell us about your silver finish at WPIAL.
I finished second in the WPIALs, and that's just a great feeling to know that I competed with Pittsburgh schoolgirls, and knowing that that competition was there, and that I placed second. And just knowing that all of my hard work from the summer paid off, logging the miles, it was always the goal, October 24th, to peak then and there, and it's just a great feeling.
Is there a 500-mile goal during your training, and if so, can you explain what this is?
The 500-mile goal is actually just a summer goal. So the runners will keep a log, and every workout they do, they'll write down their mileage and how they feel during the run, just so later on they can look back on that. And actually Nate is wearing one of the t-shirts you get for achieving this goal, and it just kind of supports you later on in the season knowing that you got your 500 miles.
When did you all start running competitive?
This started our freshman year.
I started fifth year. Anywhere from junior high to freshman year was most of us.
What are some of your favorite practice routes?
My personal favorite is Polyfon. It's an 11-mile run. You do half a lap on the track also. And it's my favorite just because it's really long and peaceful. It's all quiet roads. Nobody really bothering you, so it's pretty nice to do.
My favorite is Toxic. It has ponds, puddles, streams, mud, all that to run through. And it gets you off the road for a little bit.
My favorite run we do is probably Caboose. You start out through town and you get on the railroad tracks, head out for about 2.5 miles, and then you head through a trail, and then you come out through all the ballparks, and then it's one big loop. You come back, and you come back right through the railroad tracks. And it's you're standing off the road a little bit, so it's kind of stress-free.
My favorite run is probably the Hopwood Loop. It's very hilly through Hopwood. I love to watch people run through pain. I'm sorry if that was yours, Nate. Totally forgot about that. But I like to be in that weird kind of pain, to know that you're going to make it, but to also think that you're not going to make it.
One of my favorite runs is the Dairy Queen run. We run out towards Lafayette and go down Cool Spring Street, and then we come up on Connellsville Street, and we pass the Dairy Queen. Sadly, we don't get ice cream, but usually we're hauling very quickly past Lafayette.
One of my favorite runs is the shopping center run, and you start out going through town and you go towards the YMCA. Then you go past the LH Middle School and you go through a neighborhood that's out that way, and you come back towards the Shop and Save and all of those shopping centers by Aldi's. And it's a pretty hilly run, but it's a lot of fun.
My favorite run, well, most of the time, is the bike trail. And if you guys ever heard someone say the bike trail, it's the bike trail that goes from Pittsburgh to DC. And there are several places you can run on it around here. A lot of times the mountain people go to Ohio to run it. There's also a trailhead in Dunbar, Connellsville, and also Perryopolis. And I've pretty much shared the love between all of them. They're all enjoyable, very relaxing, very flat. Good for your long runs when you just want to go out, relax next to the river, and just have a good time.
My favorite run is the Redhead Run. You start out towards Hutchinson, and instead of going towards Hutchinson and back, you go out towards where Redhead gas station used to be, and you come back Morgantown Street and back to the high school. There's only one major hill, and that's what I like about it.
Now there is one run we all love dearly, and it's a run we do before our meets. Before a meet, you usually tend not to do an extremely hard workout. So we devised this very flat, very boring run. I personally like it. You head out on the rec center road, which is Cinder Road, just pass over that new bridge we just got done here. You run out there, and then you run to the Menard-Check soccer fields. You do one lovely lap around the field, and then you come back through the country club. They have a nice little trail set up. And I believe we've done that over 10 times this year, consistently before every meet. And it's that, oh, what do we run today? Soccer fields, that kind of deal. Every time before a meet, and we can all relate because we've all done it countless times. It's just one of the classics, I must say, we've established here.
What are some of your highlights from the season this year?
There are quite a few highlights this year with this group of runners. Every race in this section, our section meets were a little bit different. We ran 5 teams every time. So each meet was very important, and they all came through very well on those meets. They ran extremely well at the county meet and, of course, at the WPIAL. So probably the greatest meet so far was the WPIAL, so we can't wait for states.
Any from you?
Yeah, I just want to say it was a great season. I coach a lot of these kids in the junior high too, so it was kind of really neat to watch them grow from kids that couldn't run at all. Believe it or not, they actually couldn't run at all. I can attest to that. To become WPIAL champions and be heading to state. So if anybody ever feels that they can't do it, we got great examples right here that they put in a good hard summer, and this is what the result is. So as far as the season, I thought it was fun. It was kind of neat to look past the conference championship and especially look past LH and to focus in on bigger things. And the girls, finished 5th, and I was looking at some old results. If they would have ran 10 years ago, they'd have won the WPIAL. So it shows you how far along girls cross country has come. And then, of course, the guys, you know, one day we say we finished 6th, the next day we do the math and we're finishing 1st, the next day we do the math and we're finishing 3rd. So to have it all come together was really, really neat. You know, just to be there, and you know, I've been there before, but to be there with these guys that Coach Joe and I have seen, you know, from when they were little, as they say, you know, 12 years old, 13 years old, watching them to be rewarded for all their hard work is something that I know that both he and I take a lot of, very happy for them. So.
They say that the Uniontown cross-country team is more like a family than a team. Can you all give us some examples how that's true?
Well, we are very family-like in that we do most things together. We eat together, play games together, run together. I don't know, just like anything you can think of, we've probably done it together at some point. So just like a family would, we've been with each other our whole high school career.
Nate, during practice you use like a green tube. Can you tell us about this?
I do use a green tube. It's called a roller. And a lot of people, you know, if you're watching this video on the school newspaper website, you see me walking around with this. It pretty much doesn't leave my side all day. Not that I use it, you know, all day. I just like to carry it around for the most part. But what it does is it helps stretch out your muscles. Allow for a demonstration. Unfortunately, it wouldn't work. So, fancy little roller. I got a hole through it, put my arm through it. Looks like I have a cast on the whole 9 yards. Anyway, you set it down on the ground, and you can pick your hamstrings, your quads, your IT bands, your calf muscle, your back. I mean, it really doesn't matter. You can take any muscle group, and pretty much all you do is you roll back and forth on top of it. And what it really does is, say you're sore from the day before, there's a thing called lactic acid that builds up in your muscles. And that lactic acid will sit there, and it'll cause soreness and tightness and all those fun things. So one theory is, because this is like a massage, it squeezes that lactic acid out, lets your muscles relax, and therefore you're pretty much ready to go before a run, or especially after a run. I tend to use it because I'm usually tired, and it helps me stretch out. And when I have injuries and things of that extent, football players, baseball players, so anything, they can all use this for injuries. Knee pain, calf pain, anything. Roller, you can buy them at Walmart, 20 bucks. That's my pitch.
Cora, let's just ask seniors for their highlights.
How do you seniors feel about this season and continuing over, like highlights of the season?
And their future plans.
And your future plans.
Well, one of my highlights was from the summer. We have this annual freshman hill. We just kind of make freshmen run up the hill nice and peacefully.
Nothing happens, just they run.
Nothing happens. It's really fun to watch them suffer.
Yep.
And
Peacefully.
It's a big hill.
Peacefully. And then go eat lunch.
Calmly. Calmly. Same time.
Yes.
Very calmly.
Just, they're all stinky.
And wet. And they... Oh, hold on. Jake.
Like I was saying, just
Great, your future goals.
To attend college and study engineering.
Is that a question or?
you're allowed.
She
Yes.
said, yeah.
I mean, the whole season, my whole 4 years here has pretty much been a highlight. It's just like I said, this year has been a little bit different. It's just nice to see everything play out in front of our eyes in terms of what we were predicting was going to happen, best case scenario, and now this year it wasn't just kind of a hope for us. It was something that we could have done, and like they were saying, it was nice to just go out there and do it. And in terms of what I plan to do, I'm attending Clarion University to study speech pathology.
Verbal commitment right there.
He can change it. No, he can move from now.
Any highlights for you?
For me? Okay. No. My highlights for this year, I was a captain this year along with me, Brady, Jake, and Julie. And so taking on that leadership aspect while running at the same time and trying to really mentor freshmen, sophomore, juniors throughout the running process, I should say, and how to run, how to race, things like that. That was a big highlight for me. And I kind of let that get away from me towards the end of the year. Started focusing on myself a little bit more. And after the WPIAL, I was so excited for myself, but once I realized that we got second as a team, I dropped all that, and I was like, you know what? All this summer, all this running together, we did it as a team, and that means more than I could have realized beforehand. And so being able to be a leader of that team and to be able to help nurture and see these guys grow and run, that's definitely by far the highlight of my season.
I agree with Jake saying that the 4 years of cross country has been a highlight in itself. We've been together for these 4 years, and we've grown so close, and like we said, we're like a family. And just over the years, last year the girls team went to states, and that was just an amazing experience in itself. And the boys will see this year just how great it is to be there with these people that you've trained so hard with all season, and that your hard work has paid off. And I'm truly going to miss this team because it's something that really makes you who you are as a person. And just running all of these miles with everyone, it means a lot. And for my future plans, I plan to attend college to study nursing, and I also plan to run.
Seniors, what will you miss most about the Uniontown cross-country team, and what are your future plans?
Well, we'll miss Joe, first of all, and opening his house to us, just giving us food, popsicle Wednesdays. That's all I'll miss.
There's also the running side of it that we're going to miss. The high school atmosphere is something you can never really replace as you get older. And from my experiences, you know, my past 4 years, I remember, we all remember when we were freshmen in our first practices, and to just see that growth, it's going to be tough to let it all go and just kind of say, oh, I used to be a runner, Uniontown High School. It's just going to be letting go and moving on to bigger and better things, hopefully.
Coach Joe, how long have you been coaching?
I've been coaching for 25 years. But I started out at Brownsville, and then Joe convinced me to come here and coach Uniontown about 10 years ago. So I coached junior high for about 9 of those years. So very exciting.
What was your guys' reaction to the win?
They were very excited, and we were excited for them. Just seeing their reaction after the race was worth all the miles, all the work. And they put in a great deal of work, not just this year, but years before, just to reach this point. So we're extremely proud of this group.
Are you going to miss this season when it's over?
Yes.
Thank you for your time, and good luck this weekend in the race.
Thank you.